Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Resilient Queen, if you're still here. Hello, living my best life at 60. I appreciate all your support. Tonight, we're going to talk about an exciting topic. I believe it's an exciting topic. We're going to talk about the seeds of greatness and the power of I am. Andy, love you, bro. Thanks for joining. Awesome. Get to come right at the beginning. I'm thinking about you wait for a couple more people to come in. Simply Katie walks. Awesome. I don't remember if I've seen you before. You're up late. Man, I appreciate your support, Andy. I appreciate your support. Yeah. My wife is going to be moderating tonight, Michelle Remington. So I'm going to give it just a couple more minutes. We're going to talk about the seeds of greatness, the power of I am, the power of our spoken words. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's something that I have done once before. Uh, and yeah, it's a lot of fun, a little bit different. You know, awesome. Just kind of looking at the comments, giving it just a couple more minutes. Giving it a couple more minutes. So it's interesting, I believe, going live and seeing how things go. So I've got my friend uh, Mind Games coming in. I'm also I've also got his live going. So all right, I'm gonna take this out real quick. Yeah, so good to see everyone. Yeah, yeah, you can. I have another live going uh, on my phone, Andy, and of course I'm recording live. So uh, yeah, kind of supporting him. He's supporting me. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Something different, but I'm really enjoying it. Yeah. Yeah, it's been quite an adventure. Andy is the one that got me started. He challenged me with a 5-day challenge and gave me a lot of good feedback. And I had uh, the first day was pretty easy. He had given me 5 different prompts. One kind of really a set of prompts for each day. The first day I went live, it was pretty easy. I talked about my daughter and I talked about kind of how I got started. Second and third day, a little bit more challenging. I had a little bit of a hard time kind of getting my pacing down, which he gave me good critiques on, and gave me a kind of funny story to tell at the end of the 5-day challenge because I have this I have this thing where for some reason over my life, women in my life, but also my brother and uh, seems like people fall asleep to my voice. So when Andy gave me the critique of pacing and different ways to uh, think my thoughts through, gave me kind of a oh no, what should I do? So on the fourth day of the challenge, I wound up using a teleprompter in a way that was just so obvious that I was reading. And definitely nothing wrong with reading a teleprompter or kind of getting your thoughts, but it came across very obvious, and he called me out on it, and it was kind of a funny story. So whenever I did my fifth video, my day five video, it gave me a way to take all of the feedback that it gave me for the first 4 days. And I was very thankful that the feedback that it gave me confidence to then go on YouTube and post my first YouTube um, long form and mid long term, really, because I think most of my content, most of my videos are about 6 or 7 minutes long. So for me, that's kind of the sweet spot. So yeah, and then I started my journey. There was another individual. I'm not sure if he'll make it on here tonight or not, but King Explicit. He was the next individual that really got me started on posting. His what the way he communicates is just so laid back and chilled out, and it's just like, man, you got to keep posting, you got to keep posting. It's the movement, yeah. And he just it was something about him that just really clicked with me. The way that he approached creating content and really inspired me. So yeah, trial and error, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Trial and error. I admire you, Andy. I really appreciate you. You really gave me the confidence and ability to get out of my comfort zone and start this journey. And since I've met so many great people, got my friend Mind Games, like I said, Todd. He's been uh, encouraging me as well. Several others, Nemo 504, which has been a very big inspiration. The way he goes about his community approach, oh so ravishing, has been. I really enjoy going on her lives, and so many people. Resilient Queen, I love going on her lives. Real Talk, such a sweet person, and just the idea of coming on here and building a community of people that all we all have stories. We all have stories to tell, things that we're going through, and to be able to have a platform like this and to come here and share what we're going through is quite an amazing thing. And so that's really kind of what I want to talk about tonight, and that is the seeds of greatness. One of the things that I'm really passionate about is studying the Bible and digging into digging into the depth of the Bible. And what's amazing to me is how rich the Bible is. Sometimes we can tend to get lost in the what people call the Old Testament, and get lost in how Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy go, and sometimes get lost in those stories. But when you really dig in, there's so much richness in there. And yeah, okay. Oh, I appreciate. Yeah, wife's taking care of things. There's so much richness in the Bible, and I want to really point out Genesis 1:1, and I want to tie that into John 1:1, and then I want to tie those into the the power of I am, the power of our spoken words. And as we're going into 2025, as we're preparing for the new year on the calendar that we use, I really want to encourage everyone that we have so much power in our spoken word. the ability for us to form words together and to use those words for either speaking life or speaking death into people. Hopefully we're not focusing on speaking death or speaking negativity into people, because there's too much of that in this world. We have the power. God has given us the power to be creators, and He has given us the power to be creators with our voice, and to use our voice to be an encouragement, to show people love, because He made us to be a family. And so in Genesis 1 and 1, it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. But one of the things I find really, really interesting is in Hebrew, it is, and there are two letters. Right after in the beginning, God created, there are two letters. And those two letters are the first letter of the alphabet, and or the aleph bet, and the last letter. So what's really interesting is it says Bereshit bara Elohim et, which is fascinating to me. It's always been fascinating to me, because it's like in the beginning, God created the alphabet, and from the alphabet, He formed words, and from those words, He spoke the heavens and the earth into existence. And then verse 3, it says, and He said, let there be light. And to me, that is so interesting, because we find in the beginning, God created the alphabet. And from the alphabet, from the words that He was able to speak, he spoke with the words, with the alphabet, with everything that He created, and He said, let there be light, and it was light. There was light. Same thing with the heavens and the earth. Now, what's really, really interesting is when you go into John 1 and 1, we see another layer to Genesis 1 and 1, because we read, in the beginning was the Word. There's the Word, right? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And verse 14, it says, and the Word dwelt among us, tabernacled among us. And so for me, I really, really am, I'm focused about the words that we speak and how we speak to people. So we have that ability to speak life into people. And excuse me. And the idea of a seed being the potential. The thing about a seed being potential is, first it has to die to itself. And when it dies to itself, roots begin to grow down into the ground. And at the same time, a sprout begins to germinate and come up out of the ground. But first, those roots have to dig themselves down, and that seed has to become something different. So when we look at the start of, as we're preparing for 2025, I really want to think of, and I want to bring others the idea that God has created us, and He has created us to be creators ourselves. And how amazing is that, right? He has created us to be creators. In fact, it's the first thing that He told Adam and Eve. He said, be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth. And that is exactly what we have the opportunity to do when we're here on this platform, when we're on YouTube. We have the ability. Obviously, we can do it in our lives, and we should do it in our lives, in our physical lives. We should be fruitful and multiply. We should replenish the earth. We should spread that love. We should spread those words of encouragement and those words that inspire others to do great things. And I I really want to think of just how amazing that is, because there are so many things that we can do. There are roughly, I think, the last time I looked at a stat and everything, I think it's somewhere around over 2 billion people on this platform of YouTube. And we oftentimes get hung up on a scarcity mindset, on a what can I get out of things? What can I get out of communication? What can I get out of people? And we obviously need things, but it's amazing when I think of I remember a quote. I'm pretty sure it was Zig Ziglar, that said, "We can have anything we want in life if we help enough people to get there." And that shouldn't that be the way we think? How many people can we influence? It's one of the reasons why after Andy encouraged me to do the 5-day challenge, and then I saw creators like King Explicit and Nemo 504, Matthew, and when I saw these other creators that came on and were like, your content, your life is the content. And one of the things that I have found, I have so many failures in life when it comes to trying to start businesses, whether it's trying to sell t-shirts, or it's trying to sell coffee, or it's trying to sell information, or it's trying to. It's always trying to. One of the things that I find so um I wish I would have learned it sooner, right? Is that it always came back to, obviously, the ideas were there, but it always came back to the reason why I don't feel that I was able to succeed in any of it is because I did not have enough. I was not helping enough people, right? You have ideas, and those ideas are great. Um, But if you don't have an audience, if you don't have a group of individuals that really want what you have, and that want to follow along with your journey, and that you provide value to, then you're never going to succeed. You can have the best restaurant in the world, but if you don't have customers to show up to that restaurant, the restaurant's going to fail. Any business that you have, if you don't have the people that you're serving that want your service, that want your product and everything, you're never going to succeed. And as I really, really started to step back and to think about, what is it? What is it that I've been lacking this whole time? No matter what I started, you know, no matter what I started, it always came back to, I was not providing enough service. I was not getting my product or my service in front of enough people to even figure out if it's something that people were interested in. And I just saw that my friend Lashana is in, and I have to take a moment to say hello, Lashana. I appreciate you. Another great one that I really, really appreciate. And she's another another one that is has been so helpful in sharing my message, and in sharing my channel, and helping me to grow. Anthony, it's good to see you too. I just kind of looking over at the comments and seeing, it's great to see you. And I want to make sure that I get all caught up in what I'm saying, and I want to make sure. Oh, so ravishing! Oh, so ravishing! Isn't she? Oh, so ravishing! Thank you for joining me. So great to see you. I'm really interested in seeing if I'm right on my prediction of the personality type of Oh So Ravishing. I'm looking forward to her taking that. I've got I've I don't know if anybody's heard of 16 personalities, the Briggs test. It's a very interesting personality test. Some like the idea of it, others don't. Um, and I am I enjoy it. I think that it might not be perfect. I know it's not perfect and everything, but it has I'm gonna it's done some really interesting people. It's done some really interesting things. Everybody that I can get to take it, I kind of try and predict and see if I'm right on personality types, and it's a to me it's fun. Maybe not too meaningful to some, but I think it's interesting. So yes, thank you, Lashana. Thank you. I appreciate you. Nancy, it's great to see you as well. Great to see you. So tonight, I don't know um, when everybody joined, but we're talking about the seeds of greatness. We're talking about the power of I am. So I spoke a bit on the seeds of greatness. So I really want to touch a little bit on the power of I am because I think it's another really interesting topic. Um, to me, and this goes right along with the words that we speak. And I don't think enough people realize the significance of those two simple words. When Moses, in the book of Exodus, when Moses was told that he was supposed to go back into Egypt and he was to deliver God's people from Egypt, from the bondage of Egypt, Moses asked God, "Who do I tell the people has sent me?" And God simply said, I am. I am that I am. Ia Asher Ia. I am that I am. And it's really interesting. In English, we kind of we hear that and we don't really, I think, put the weight on it because what is he really saying? I am. You tell them, I am their God. I am their salvation. I am their redeemer. I am their rock, their refuge. I am, I am, I am. I am everything that you need. That is what I am. And we, in English, we look at and we identify ourselves as I am. And what is so sad to me oftentimes is we say and so we're using an identity, an identity that God gave Himself as the I am. Same thing when Jesus said, "Before Abraham was, I am." We use that I am, and we say, "I am so slow. I am so stupid. I am so ugly. I'm so fat. I'm so," and it's so bad because we're speaking the I am, our I ams, and we're speaking it into we're cursing ourselves. We're quite literally speaking the words that we use as as a way to speak negativity, to speak death into our lives. And we do the same thing when we say, "Oh, you're so slow," or "You're so stupid," or "You're so fat," or "You're so." It's terrible language, and that those are not the seeds of greatness that I think we should be going into 2025 with. I think that we should really take a step back and think about the power of our words, and the potential that we have, the potential for greatness, the potential for sharing the love of God. Boogie time, boogie time. It's boogie time. All right. It's great to see you, sis. Simi. I love Simi. She's so great. Oh, I appreciate everybody joining. 12 people. I love you all. I appreciate you all showing support. Pray that you are encouraged by the live. I pray that you're encouraged by the words that are being spoke tonight. I'm blushing. It's to me, it's hot in here, and yeah, I've got some redness going on. I feel like I'm yeah, hit the like, yeah, like the live, as Ever So Ravishing loves to say. I will. I will, Ashana. Thank you. You're awesome, Simi. You're awesome. And I'm very happy that you caught me. Thank you. You're sleeping a lot. Yeah, you don't feel good. You feel sick and your kids are too, right? Yeah. I appreciate you. Yeah. God is awesome. And I feel that this year I want to I'm kind of thinking that my focus in 2025 is to thrive in 25. I think that sounds kind of catchy. To thrive in 25. And I don't know, maybe do a hashtag thrive in 25, and it might already be used and everything, but I think that to me is the feeling that I'm getting as we're getting ready to prepare for another another year on the calendar that we use. And we don't have to wait for that calendar to turn. It's one of the things that as I've been uh, as I've been posting my videos, it's one of the areas that I really have been trying to focus on is to think about how can I start to prepare the mindset of myself and to prepare the mindset of those that watch my videos into what we are going to be going into, how we are going to be able to take where we are today and not just not just go into 2025 as another way of saying, oh, it's another year and I'm going to give myself some new year's resolutions and only to find that 15 days later we completely destroy those resolutions. I think we should forget about resolutions and we should just make the decision. It's really interesting when you think of the word decide. The word decide is a cutting away. It's a cutting away of all other possibilities, of all other options, and it's to make a decision to do something. And I think rather than saying we're going to do something, I think we should just take action and just do that thing. And it's easier said than done, obviously. But I think that is the next place that we should go as we're leading into another year on the calendar. Not that the year is important because all it is another day. Every day, God gives us the ability to wake up refreshed. Every new day is another possibility to take breath and to take the breath, to take the holy inspiration of God in and to breathe in and to breathe out and to have the ability to say, what can I do today? What can I do that is going to help someone, that is going to benefit someone in some way, to speak life into someone. That is that is what I think we should all be thinking of. And sometimes that seems hard. Sometimes that might seem like, well, I have needs too. And that's obvious. We all have needs. We all have those things that we struggle with, those things that that we wish that we could have settled. But when we focus on ourselves, we're we're being a little scarcity minded. And I do it too. It's one of those things that it's real easy to be to be self focused, to be focused on what we have going on. But it's really powerful to focus on what others have going on. And that is, I think, the power of this platform that we have. It's the ability to say and to say, "Wow, what can I do to speak the words that God has given me to be an encouragement to someone?" And when we do that, we have the ability to have this. And I think that to me, one of the things that is really been at the forefront since probably about September is I think we're in a season of community. And I see it so much since I have come onto YouTube, and the amount of subscribers, not just subscribers, but people, because every subscriber, and I think we should remember that. And I think that the group of individuals that that I have been communicating with is all of us realize that a subscriber is not just a subscriber. They are a person, and they are a person with needs. They are a person with desires, with things that they're trying to do on their own channels, to grow their own channels, to spread their own messages. And it's one of the beautiful things that I think that we have a part of, and that's a community of people that all try to help each other out, show up on lives. I mean, I'm seeing that there's still 10 people watching, and I have 13 likes, which is amazing. I mean, and to me, it's not even about the numbers of how many people are on here. To me, it's kind of terrifying to be alive, to be to know that there is a potential of so many people seeing this. I am not one to really want to be looking in the camera and seeing the stumbles that I do, and the way that my voice sometimes sounds to myself, right? Hearing it played back. To me, it's kind of a thing that drives me crazy. And I get into my own head and I think, wow, I am not really comfortable with this. But the more I do it, the more I see that it's it's the one thing that I have the ability to do is get on, put my face in front of a camera to speak words and to have those words recorded. And because it's recorded, I'm documenting a process, just like we're all documenting a process that others have the ability to find. Maybe it's a week later, maybe it's a month later, maybe it's a year later, maybe, just maybe, 5, 10, 15 years later. My daughter is 7 years old. And maybe when she's 17 years old or 27 years old, we're not going to live forever. And the ability for her as she ages to be able to say, wow, I am so happy that my dad took the opportunity to spread the message that he had and document this journey, because now I have the option to be able to say, this was something that he accomplished. Here's where he struggled. Here's where he succeeded. That to me is such a powerful thing. I appreciate you, Resilient Queen. I appreciate you, Oh So Ravishing. And I appreciate you all. You are so awesome. And I'm so blessed. I feel so blessed that all of you are here, that all of you are supporting me and supporting the journey that each of us are on. It is, Lashana. It's a beautiful part of being on this journey. And we're on this journey together. And obviously we have our own journeys that we're on. But being able to have that community feel, to be able to say, wow, this group of individuals know what it's like to be on a platform and go on a journey and to share this journey and to bring others, because people want, I mean, we are social creatures. We are social creatures by design. God designed us to be social. He designed us to be able to have family and friends. I mean, that is part of the original command. Be fruitful, multiply. Yes, be fruitful and multiply. Share your message. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. And the second commandment is like unto this: love your neighbor as yourself. That is what we're called to do. And when we do that, we have this beautiful thing that happens, because people want to be included. We want to share the pains of others, to share the likes of others, to share the desires of others, to share the journey with others. And this platform gives us the ability to do that. And sure, there are other platforms out there, but this is one of the largest platforms to do it. And that, to me, is a really cool thing. Again, it's absolutely terrifying to me. Absolutely terrifying to me to think that this this video right here is able to be seen by anybody. And that is a little strange to me. I'm very introverted. Um, Going back to the personality test, the Myers-Briggs personality test, the 16 personalities. I am, and I have been every time I've taken it. I believe that when I was probably just a young kid, still felt the same way. I'm what they call an INFJ. And as a man, there are less than 2% of the population that have taken this test that fall into this category of being introverted, of being intuitive, of being very strong in my feelings and being very in touch with my feelings, and being and to have a very good judgment. And it's that introverted part is the hardest part for me. Um, because I can come off as being very social. I love people. I absolutely enjoy sharing my message with people and sharing and bringing people that aha moment and blowing the minds of individuals with just how beautiful the word of God is. But but for me, sometimes that's hard in larger groups. Individually, when it's just me and another person, or me and a couple of people, I can do it very comfortably, very comfortably. But when I think of the large crowds and being in front of large crowds, it's absolutely terrifying. And not only is it absolutely terrifying, um, it's one of those things that I have to stop thinking of the numbers, and I just have to speak what's on my mind. And that is one of those things that I also sometimes struggle with. It's one of the reasons why a lot of times I have to have my thoughts on a piece of paper or digitally, where I can say, "Hey, here's what you're going to say," so that you don't start trailing off into some outer space somewhere. And I'm me going live is one of those things where I think that I should do more of it, because I don't have words in front of my face. I don't have a teleprompter. I have a couple of ideas, and those ideas, going all the way back to those ideas, are the seeds of greatness and the power of I am. For me, now my wife is here. and she is moderating tonight. She has this natural ability. She has been she's been a radio DJ for 10 years. And once we had our daughter, she pulled off. Um, she pulled off from the radio. She came home, and she's a stay-at-home mom, and she takes care of our daughter, and she takes care of the house, and she has this podcast called The Worth It Show, and it's on YouTube. And it's if you want to plug that, Michelle, that would be awesome to. And if you could start to, um, if you click on anyone's name on in here, you can go to their channel and you can start to. Looks like you're. Oh, that's the, yeah, 16 personalities. Thanks for plugging that. If you can start plugging somebody or some of their other channels, that would be awesome too. I never showed you how to do it, so maybe you can figure it out. If you just click on each person's name, you should be able to view channel and get their link. But she's natural. She has this ability to be able to take a couple of bullet points and to speak for 30 minutes. And it comes so natural. And it didn't start out coming off natural, but it became natural for her because she was in radio for so long. That's all she was able to do, is just to be able to speak to countless thousands of people on a radio station. And it's given her this ability to be able to speak off the cuff. It's something that I have challenges with. Me being on live though, I am having to speak off the cuff, which is a very uncomfortable thing for me. So that's what I'm doing. And I think that I want to go live more. Um, and we'll see how that works. But it is a challenge for me sometimes. I have to really think about what it is I want to talk about. When I think about tonight's topic of us being and having the seeds of greatness within us, and us really focusing on the power of I am, the power of the words that we speak to ourselves, and to the power of the words that we speak to others. That's a pretty comfortable topic. The Bible for me is a very comfortable topic, but I don't just want to talk about the Bible, because there are other things that I really enjoy talking about, but I'm not as comfortable talking about those without really thinking about what it is I want to say. So thank you for your encouragement, Simi. I love you. You're awesome. You understand, Boogie? Yeah, yeah. It's it's one of those things that I think as we practice, and I think that's one of the things I want to do going into 2025. I want to continue to explore, to continue to expand my videos, obviously, um, and to really grow what it is I want to do. Um, there is, obviously, self plug and everything. I wrote my book, The Power of 24 Hours, with the idea of capturing the 24 hours that we have. I mean, I work full time. I work a long time. I'm typically away from the house from 5 in the morning to about 5 in the afternoon, 6 in the afternoon. Um, during during the spring and summer hours, a lot of times it's even later than that. And so I'm away from home a lot. Um, and because I'm away from home a lot, when I get home, one of the things I want to do most is to spend time with my daughter, to spend time with my wife. And I there's a lot of other things I want to do. And one of the things I'm very grateful for is my wife and daughter are so supportive of me, and they're so supportive of the projects and the things that I want to do. when I started writing The Power of 24 Hours, I always had my daughter come into the room and say, how much of your book have you got done? Can you read me part of it?" And that was such a cool experience because she was 6 years old. I mean, now she's 7 and everything. I It took me um, about 8 months to write this little book. It's, I think 188 pages, but it's only a 5.5 by 8.5 book. So it's not like it's a huge book, but she was always so supportive, and she's always so supportive in everything that I do, and I'm so grateful for that. And but because I come home late and I only have a very limited time, I have to I'm very committed to being present. I want to be present because I know the value of the time that I have with my daughter. I know the time that I have with my wife. It's valuable. The time that we have with our family is so small. Whether you work from home or whether you work a traditional 9 to 5, or in my case, a 5 to 5, time is so valuable. And we only have 24 hours. It doesn't matter whether you're the richest person like Elon Musk or just the average person. We only have 24 hours. But the powerful thing is that, and this is another one of those, and I'm going to kind of start wrapping this up because Lashana's going on at 7:30, and I know that she's been supporting me this whole time, and I know she's getting ready to go live, and I want to be on her live. So, and I encourage anybody else to go on her live when we're done, because she's got amazing stuff, and she's always giving such amazing content and advice. So I want to be respectful of everyone's time that's been here from the beginning, those that have joined, all of you. I love you. I really appreciate you all. Nemo, Matthew, my phenomenal friend. Thank you so much for coming by. The man, Mr. Phenomenal. I appreciate you stopping by. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. This man is so encouraging. He is always creating video after video after video. Just my phenomenal friends, and such an amazing personality. Nemo is such an amazing personality. He works hard. He's always at work. He's tired. He's always just putting in everything. He watches videos on his breaks while at work. He's always putting in the effort, and his intros and the new things that he's doing and exploring on his channel are pretty cool to watch. I appreciate you stopping by and showing support. You're amazing, my friend. You're editing a new shout out video right now. You see, you're always working. You're always working and still showing up um, for all of us, and that is, I really appreciate you, brother. I really do. I really do. So lost my train of thought and everything on that because Nemo showed up and he always shows up for us. So no mind on what I was saying. Hardworking man. Yes, he is. He is. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Yeah. So I think with that, I'm gonna check a couple of little comments and everything. My wife's been doing an amazing job. First time um, exploring the chat here on YouTube and moderating for me, and I appreciate her doing that. I I'm really hoping that I can get her to come on live sometime, and maybe we can make that happen. And I really like the idea of, and I don't know how to do it. This is only my second live. I have no idea how to do it. One of the things I would really like to explore, and it probably comes to one of those fancy softwares and everything, live stream or whatever they call that, and streaming service or whatever, to be able to do like an interview style. To me, that sounds like a really fun idea, a fun possibility. Maybe it will get me a little bit out of my nervousness of what do I say, because I'll have somebody to go back and forth with ideas of. I have no idea how that will work or how long that'll take, but it's one of the things that I'm hoping to be able to do, kind of as we get into 2025. I want to explore some of that. Um, but I really appreciate everybody's time and hanging out with me. And I hope the words that I spoke tonight have been encouraging. I hope they continue to be encouraging. I plan on probably trying to record an. It's probably been about a week. I've definitely fallen uh, off of the original challenge that I wanted to do going into 2025. Um, been really putting in a lot of work and kind of coming home, and it's been a little bit hard for me to record videos. I have a lot of ideas, but I have Saturday and Sunday off. Obviously, I go to church on Sunday. I have 2 days next week, Monday and Tuesday, and then I'm going to have 12 days off. So, in that 12 days, I really want to optimize that time, and I really want to um, kind of structure how it is that I'm going to start doing videos and kind of planning out some videos and see how that goes, because I really want 2025 for all of us to be to I want us all to thrive in 2025. Thrive in 25 is what I really want all of us to be able to do. And I think one of the ways that we can do that is just to focus on on every moment that we get, that we have the potential whenever an idea comes into our minds, to be able to take that idea and to formulate a video, formulate something that will become a valuable asset, to put that video out, to share it with the world, because your message matters. My message matters. Our message matters. And they matter to the people that we are called to serve. And as we go into 2025, I really hope, I really pray that that we will succeed in a way that we cannot even imagine, because God has created us to be creators. And on this platform, on this area, we have the ability to create our message, to share our message, and to share the greatness that God has called us into. So I appreciate you all. Yes, creators boogie time. We are creators. We are made in the likeness and image of God. We are made to be creators. And as creators, we are called to create into greatness. Oh, so ravishing. I love you, sister. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. Boogie time, Nemo, Resilient Queen, Lashana, Mind Games. I know he's on his live, and he's been coming in here and supporting me. And Anthony, my time. I appreciate you all, and I hope I didn't miss. I think I missed somebody that was here at the beginning. Living my best life, 60, I believe. All of you and everybody that showed up that didn't make a comment or didn't say anything but showed up. I appreciate you all and I love you all. And I think that we have so much potential. We are we have the seeds of greatness in us. And sometimes those seeds are just digging into the ground and rooting into the ground. And as they do that, that little sprout's going to come out of the ground. And when that little sprout comes out of the ground and begins to grow and begins to nurture and be nurtured and watered, we will see that greatness that God has called us all to be. All right. So, with that, my friends, my brothers and sisters, all that have joined and all that will watch the replay, and anybody else, you have the seeds of greatness in you. You have the ability to speak life or death. Please choose to speak life. Choose to share your positive message, not the negative messages that we could result or that we could choose to do. Forget about the negative messages. Choose the positive. All right. I love you all. I appreciate you all. May God bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you, be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Shalom. Good night. God bless.